I managed to get online. As I've said before, technology is wonderful when it's working, but when it's not working, it's incredibly frustrating. And when you spend an hour on a chat line trying to solve things and then you don't solve them, it's even more frustrating. But then when you try something that's been suggested and you put it into action and it works, kind of takes away some of the frustration that was there. So that's been my last couple of hours, actually, fighting technology. But here we are. Here we are. And I guess I should say that always in perfect order. Therefore, my struggles with technology, I will look at in a positive light because they've helped me to learn some things, which actually they have, which is good. First quote is from someone from whom I love to quote, the Middle Ages mystic Meister Eckhart. The eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me. The eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me. I am a living expression of the one source, if you like. Ernest Holmes in 365 Science of Mind says, I live in the faith that there is a presence and a power greater than I am that nurtures and supports me in ways I could not even imagine. I know this presence is all-knowing and all-power and is always right where I am. And if you're wondering a little bit, well, Reverend John Waterhouse explains it pretty clearly. He says, at first I resisted the idea of a power greater than I am. Okay. I said if God and I are one, then all divine power must be mine. I was naive. I may have access to all knowledge through creative mind, but I am not divine power. I impress my thoughts on the spiritual law, and it does all the work. I am the initiator of the creative process, but not the process through which manifestation occurs. With this understanding, he says, I'm grateful that this power and this presence, which is the foundation of all existence, supports and sustains me beyond my understanding. It does not deny my reality, but it leaves the door open to continuous change and improvement. Our relationship with creative mind is perfect. In fact, that is my definition of perfection. It is not that something is perfect when it meets all our expectations, although that's how most would define it. It is perfect in how it takes our beliefs and thoughts in order to produce experiences that are in perfect alignment with our own consciousness. What does this mean? This means that life is always in perfect order. Life is fundamentally supportive and creative, even when we cannot foresee how solutions or opportunities arise. Yeah, a couple of things here. Reverend Jesse is good at explaining this, especially about perfection. Perfection really means that everything is as it is. And it couldn't be any other way than as it is right now. Therefore, it's perfect. It doesn't mean to say that that is where we want things to end up, or even where the divine mind wants things to end up. But what it means is that you cannot alter what is right now. You can alter what happens afterwards. You can alter what goes henceforth from here. But right now, things are perfect because they just are. Now, it doesn't mean to say that we agree with everything that is. Absolutely not. We don't agree with hunger. We don't agree with people mistreating other people, with war, etc., famine. But what it means is that right now, that's how it is. And that is the base from which we move out. And as we move out and things become different, then they're perfect just as they are, because That's the only way they can be. And to me, that's what perfection means. It means something can only be the way that it actually is right now. And he talks about, he says, I impress my thoughts on the spiritual law, and it does all the work. And his Storms use lots of different ways to express that. What he's referring to here is the universal subjective mind. And he's saying that our part in the process, as we've said often, many, many, many times, probably ad infinitum, that our job is to put forward what it is that we want, and then to wrap our emotion, our feelings around that. And when we wrap our feelings around what it is that we want, then that is what, when we release it, then that is what universal law accepts. And that is what universal law has to work with to produce the results. So it's universal law that produces the results. We're part of the process, but we're not the whole process, which I take it what he means is that making the difference between there's a power greater than I am and our part in the process. Ernest Holmes called us co-creators with the divine. Other great New Thought figures have expressed it slightly differently. They've said that we are distributors, we're divine distributors. It's the divine that does the creation and we do the distribution, as it were. So either way, thoughts plus feelings create things, and it's the universal mind that actually produces the result. So that's what I take from all this. And life is fundamentally supportive and creative, even when we can't see how solutions or opportunities arise. It's our job to put together the ideas, to put the feelings around those ideas, and then let God, universal mind, spirit, whatever you want to call it, produce the results in the way that best suits us and everyone else. The all-ness of God dwells at the point of me, he says, and I am perfect. I am perfect in the sense that I am what I am right now. I may not be as I want to be in the future, but right now I cannot change exactly how I am at this exact moment, right? So the all-ness of God dwells at the point of me. I am perfect. And I'm knowing for each and every one here that we accept ourselves exactly as we are now, even as we move to improve ourselves and others and other situations. And this is good. It's wonderful. I'm grateful. I release it into that one divine mind that allows it to work in it and saying, so it is. Please look out for Reverend Lisa tomorrow, 9:15. Look out for me, hopefully at 5 o'clock, and I'm assuming technology will not get in the way again. And I'm knowing that technology is going to help me to be online at 5 p.m. tomorrow. And so it is. Namaste.